Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon, where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, TV shows, theme parks, merchandising, I don't know, whatever the case may be. So, for this video, yeah, if it's related to Disney in any shape or form, of course, I'll be talking about it. So anyway, for this video, I just figured I'd talk about the Lost Cinema again. Sort of movie project was supposed to have been done, but for whatever reason, it just got in the way. Maybe due to lack of funding, or it just being stuck in limbo for whatever reason. Yeah, there's like a lot of things that can potentially get in the way. So this is gonna be another Star Wars related subject matter. So yes, believe it or not, there was plenty of other Star Wars movies, and I do mean plenty, that was supposed to have been made, but of course it got in the way. This is gonna be something of an update kind of video because it's a I think I made a separate video a while back. But anyway, the thing is that yeah, getting into the movie industry in itself is a damn headache. And just because you got your proper footing into the film industry, that doesn't necessarily mean that your movie could actually get made. Not that I'm trying to discourage anybody, but point being, sometimes yes, your movie, your vision can be done in film, of course. But sometimes some things will get in the way because that's how the industry works. That's what happens. Um. Oh yeah, I mean yes, could be put on hold, but hopefully that doesn't happen because this is the industry where you have to be on your feet. And standing in place is bad news, of course. And yeah, that kind of go against it, by the way. And yeah, which has happened before because some projects would take too damn long, and that in itself can actually cause it to be canceled. As I was saying earlier, deliberate limbo or production hell or whatever you call it, which just can actually go against it. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule where yes, you can actually um, benefit. Of course, there was stuff that were canceled because a lot of stuff out there will cancel because of the fact that it was taking too long, just delay after delay after delay after delay, just too many delays. Then it was canceled to only be reviewed. I guess brought back to life, so to speak. I guess it was brought back to life in a sense, and then it was proceed from there. That kind of thing. Yeah, like I said, there are exceptions, so that does happen. So I mean, yes, there are some cases where stuff will be canceled. I would have a permanent death, so to speak. But like I said, there are some exceptions to the rule here. But the movie I'm referring to is yeah, it's this guy's Star Wars movie. And yes, it's something I brought up before, which I would repeat right here. I don't like the idea to have him making a Star Wars movie because his Star Wars filmmaking, I just feel like he doesn't match really. He made the third Thor film and the fourth one. He also made Free Guy. As well, that's basically his way of filmmaking, which in itself doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing per se, really. And but in the tone of Star Wars, I feel like it just doesn't quite match up. Not really. And I mean, I know a lot of people out there believe that Star Wars is meant for kids anyway, which of course is wrong. That's not no. But anyway, that's like a whole other subject matter really. But point being is that the tone of it just seems out of place. So if anything, the entire movie would have been just straight up comedy, really. So yes, this was one of the apparently one of a few Star Wars movies that was supposed to be coming up, and at first, along with movies like Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, was going to be brought up with these movies that yes around that time, and then of course, yeah, yeah, quite a few Star Wars movies were actually mentioned. Why in the production of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, there were quite a few projects that were mentioned, of course. And then there was going to be one titled Star Wars New Jedi Order as well. So, and then there was going to be another one, Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi. So, just to name a few. So, yeah, there was actually bouncing around quite a few different ideas where it was going to be done, of course. But this is somewhat difficult to do because there's lack of specific updates for this specifically because it's just too much, waiting around really. And just in other words, I mean, yes, there were rumors of him directing the next Star Wars film, and just too much just waiting around. And he's not officially on board, but it was announced that he could potentially do one of the next Star Wars movies, really. And then, yeah, different creators were announced, yet none of these were actually discussed during the celebration of 2003. And yeah, there were quite a few, like we're saying, of Star Wars movies that were brought up. Obviously, I mean, do mean quite a few. But I just want to stick with the with this specific Star Wars movie because I don't want it to be too bogged down with like too many Star Wars projects. Because, like I said, around this time there were quite a few that were mentioned, but it was eventually dropped for whatever reason. But anyway, just want to wrap this. I just want to get to the more the point, really. So yes, his film was announced all the way back in May 4th of 2022 as a part of the year's May the 4th celebration kind of a thing. So yes, of course, eventually one of the other movies. I know the one of the other movies I mentioned before in one of my previous videos, Patty Jenkins, the Wonder Woman's director, was going to do Rogue Squadron. Yeah, she was going to do something around this time, but it was eventually canceled. But for this Star Wars film specifically, there was not much that was revealed about his films specifically, I guess you can say. But just a concept, some concept art of structure that was quite similar to the one TV show Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So if anything, it was going to be somewhat modeled after that, I guess, to some extent anyway. And it did seem like for a good while like it was going to actually happen. It's going to be one of the top contenders to bring the franchise or sometime into theaters after the Rise of Skywalker. So, if anything, the thing is that doing an interview with Vanity Fair or that magazine in May of 2022, Lucasfilm president uh, has stated that his movie will be the next installment for a theatrical release. However, the thing is that it's been what a good while already since Star Wars: The Rise of the Skywalker has been released, so I feel like maybe not that may not actually happen. So yeah, in other words, it's been a good while since, especially considering the fact that they've been making these movies just back to back. They're making what a total of five Star Wars movies so far. So they were making these movies as fast as possible. So yeah, but then in that case, it's like, what's with the delay then? I don't get it. I might be a minority in this, but I've been enjoying the Star Wars films that were made by Disney. Yeah, actually, someone out there actually enjoyed it. What do you know? I mean, okay, that's not really this video is about, but point being is that this is taking a while, so it's like that seems odd. Seems like a perfect opportunity when you think about it because uh, they keep making a bunch of Star Wars TV shows as of late. There's been like quite a few Star Wars TV shows like that, and a bunch of maybe animated shorts that were released in Disney Plus. Along, yeah, bunch of TV shows and a bunch of animated shorts for Star Wars that were released onto Disney Plus. So seems like a good way to actually do this. Anyway, but a month after that statement, it was actually have it had some doubt, I guess, to actually do something here. I guess to some extent, I guess. So okay, what was the plot going to be about? I don't know. Who were the characters? I don't know. And who's going to be the script writer? I don't know. If it's going to be based on any existing material, what exactly? I don't know. When will it be released? I don't know.
I'm hearing a lot of I don't knows in this conversation.
Ultimately, what's going on here is that for this project. Yeah, there was actually a Lucasfilm panel at the Star Wars Celebration in 2023, which would have been like the perfect opportunity to reveal some more information about this specific project. And the fact that it was not even brought up at all confirms that it's no longer being fast tracked as the next Star Wars film. So his specific Star Wars movie was not even mentioned among other confirmed projects, which yes, ultimately means that it is not even happening anytime soon, if at all. So it just comes off like one of these things that's just keeps being delayed, delay. I mean, a delay just looks like it's been stuck in development hell for quite a while, in production limbo, so to speak, I guess. And that's what is coming off here, folks. So, yeah, this thing actually happens quite often. It's more often than what you think, folks. It's so unfortunately, it's quite common actually. Yes, of course, it could also be stuck in maybe some legal trouble. I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but something's causing the film to be delayed for a long period of time. Maybe there's some technical issues, or maybe some artistic challenges. A piece of work like this may move from many sets of artistic leadership, which probably is the case here. Maybe crew members, maybe scripts. I'm not even sure. I don't even think that there was even a script for this. At least not yet, anyway. So maybe a lot of projects like this could end up being stuck in dilemma held to never actually progress into production, and they are generally, for the most part, could be abandoned by the interested parties who just don't want to be involved anymore. So, yeah, projects like this could generally have some sort of ambitious goals. Was this goal too big here? I'm not quite sure on that either, really. So, which of course could be a thing. Obviously, I'm not saying it was okay. I'm just throwing my guesses there, but you could just refer to the sense that yeah, obviously something got in the way. Maybe nobody's interested in making it. That could be another thing as well. So maybe he's the only one that wants to do this, and not everyone else. Maybe he's like the only individual that wants to work on this, and literally everyone else just wants to go and do their own thing. It's either that or like literally nobody wants to work with him. Maybe it's not the movie itself, really. That's the problem. Maybe the movie itself is fine. It's just him that's the problem. Again, I'm just saying against here because there's a lot of stuff that's not exactly clear. Really, there's just far too little information to be dealt with right here, folks. Unfortunately, so there's only so much I can bring up here. Obviously, so okay, let's try to wrap up this up, folks. So I'll just bring up a few more things here. And ultimately, by the looks of it, yeah, it's just that's where this will remain, just in production hell, and that's it. Not move beyond that, like whatsoever. Maybe he underestimated what could actually be done here. Perhaps maybe that's another factor that could have played into here. Again, I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm just trying to think of that there's so many delays in an attempt to meet certain goals to a high degree, I guess you can say. And being in production hell refers to when a film has been into production, or maybe before, but remains in a certain state for such a long time without actually progressing even further. So these kind of things do happen fairly commonly, folks, unfortunately. By the looks of it, that's what happened here. Just delay after delay after delay after delay, and more delays even further. So you think with a company that's pretty much cranking these movies out, you think you would have had more of a solid answer, but no, it just seems like no. At the same time, like we were saying earlier, just making a bunch of shows are really. And there's already quite a few shows of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and of course, Ahsoka has her own thing going on. And on top of all this, there's also several different animated shorts as well on top of that, with more stuff coming in. So there's that. So they're just going to just cranking these things out as well when you think about it. So it just seems rather odd that we haven't got much of information updates on this project specifically. And yeah, it's unfortunate, I guess. Maybe it could have been good, perhaps. And I'm not really that fond of the director's work that he has done so far, not really. Except for maybe the fourth Thor movie was actually pretty decent, I might add. But that aside, and maybe it's for the better, I guess. Maybe it's for the better that this hasn't really gone much further. I don't know. Maybe it could have proved me wrong. I should do a decent job, I guess. I don't know. Couldn't be any worse than what George Lucas did, I guess. Because with the Star Wars prequel trilogy, it's still some of the worst films I've ever seen. Holy hell, they're bad. Man, I guess if anything, it couldn't be any worse than that, I suppose. I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, alright, that'll be it, folks. So, I mean, there's not really much else I can say at the moment, I guess. But, as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah.